I stopped my husband from committing suicide, and he thinks I never knew his plans. My husband is the only boyfriend I've ever had. We've been together since high school. He's always struggled with low self-esteem, more than I do. About 7 years ago, we got new phones, and I discovered that I could read his texts. He didn't know I could see them. This went on for about 2 years. For his birthday and Christmas, I'd sneak a peek at his messages to find gift ideas. One day, around November, while I was pregnant with our second child, I noticed some suspicious texts. He was arranging to meet someone, and it seemed like he was buying drugs. We don't even drink, so I was terrified. I snooped further and found out he was actually buying something that could kill him. I searched everywhere in our room but found nothing. That night, while he was asleep, I went through his phone's search history and emails. I discovered he was making arrangements for a specific date, 3 months after my due date. He was researching life insurance and cremation costs. I couldn't believe it. When he came home, I texted the person he was messaging, pretending to be him, and said I wasn't interested anymore, hoping to end whatever was happening without revealing that I was snooping. The thought of losing him tore me apart. I love him more than anything, and the idea of not having him around made me sick to my stomach. My husband is my entire world. From that day on, I made sure he knew how much I loved him, even if it meant embarrassing myself. I started bringing him flowers at work almost every day, greeted him with excitement at the door, and constantly told him how much I missed him. I made a point to tell him how beautiful and handsome he is, especially in front of others. I called him at work just to hear his voice. I also convinced him to start therapy. One night, I woke him up because I had a nightmare that he had passed away. He said, "Why is that a bad thing?" And I realized how much he was struggling. I told him he was my entire world, and I would be lost without him. He seemed surprised by my feelings and agreed to let me join him in therapy. I told his therapist about my concerns, and my husband admitted he might be dealing with depression. He got a prescription, and it seemed to help. Even though it's been 5 years, I still do all those nice things for him. I want him to know every day that he's my sunshine, and I couldn't imagine my life without him.